You've also done blood transfusions.
Yes.
I think you've done a blood transfusion with your son as well. This is one of the first things that we heard about in India. It was actually a fan of yours, a friend of mine, Dhairya Chheda. He spoke about this. He said that Bryan exchanged blood with his son. And my response was that, okay, but the son has a younger body, so maybe it filtered the blood more easily. And then the younger blood in Bryan did its job in terms of youth. Is that the raw version of the science?
Basically, yeah. That
Right?
the initial science was a old rat and a young rat were sewn together. So they actually shared a circulatory system, and the old rat became younger. So they're trying to tease apart what is the phenomena that happened here to make that happen. So yeah, and so then it translated into this plasma exchange.
Plasma exchange.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly.
Gotcha. Throughout the body?
So yeah, I mean they were sharing a circulatory system, whereas with my son, he just gave me a liter of his plasma, and I gave my dad a liter of plasma.
You gave your dad a liter of plasma.
Yeah, that's how this whole thing happened. So
Okay, can you take us through this whole process of blood transfusion? And I ask you this because on the internet, when you say the word blood transfusion, people automatically associate it with the Illuminati.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I'm sure that accusation has been thrown on you.
Yeah.
But I would actually love to deep dive into the science of exchanging your blood with another human
Yeah.
being.
So I mean, as president of the Illuminati, this is what I did. Yeah.
Okay.
So my dad called me one day and he said, Bryan, I'm in a panic. I just wrote something for work. I stepped away from my desk. I came back and I saw it's a jumbled mess. I'm experiencing cognitive decline and I didn't see it. So he felt terrified. He's losing his mind. And so he said, is there anything you have that is being shown to be promising for mental acuity? And I said, funny, Dad. Actually, the team and I were just talking today about these plasma transfusions. So we had done some research. We had seen that there were a few studies for people that were using it for Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. So I said to my dad, like, Dad, if you're interested, I would be more than willing to give you a liter of my plasma. I don't know if it's going to work. The evidence is pretty, shallow, like may or may not, but like if you're down, I'm happy to do it. And he said, I'm in, like anything to keep my mind. And so my son overheard the conversation. He's like, I'm in too. And so I was like, okay, cool. This is like a tri-generational plasma exchange. Let's do it. So the three of us got together. And so first my son had a liter of plasma removed. So basically you put a needle in the arm, blood is taken out, and then there's a centrifuge, they spin it, and it separates the blood from the plasma. So blood red, plasma yellow. Then the blood is put back into the body and the plasma is kept apart. And so there's a few cycles and you get a full liter of plasma.
Gotcha.
And so then he completed that. Then I went next. I had a liter of my plasma taken out. And then when my liter was taken out, his liter came into me. And then my dad went last and he had a liter taken out of his and he put my liter into him. And so we were measuring, for example, one measurement we did was speed of aging. This is used on DNA methylation. So a clock inside the body showing how fast you age. So when my father did this, he was aging at roughly a 71-year-old pace. So expected, that's his age. After the plasma exchange, his speed of aging reduced by 25 years. So he was aging at the speed of a 45-year-old, which makes sense because my speed of aging, right, is equivalent to like, it's one of the best in the world. It's 0.64. So he basically, it cut him down in half and that stayed for 6 months. And so it was really remarkable that it had such a meaningful impact on his speed of aging. Whereas with me, I saw no change. And it's probably because my biomarkers are basically identical to my son's. So there's very little difference between his biological health and mine. And so it makes sense. Whereas my dad is like not in as good a condition. So he would felt this big boost. So
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it was actually extremely successful, more successful than I thought it would be.
Gotcha. And you were measuring all your dad's markers as well through this?
Yes.
And for your son, it's as simple as donating blood,
Yes.
right? He said just donate a liter of blood and then they separate the plasma.
Exactly right.
Was it painful when they were injecting plasma into you?
No.
It just feels like an injection.
Just like getting a blood draw. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. I'm sure you asked your dad this question, and I kind of want to relay the same question to you. Did you feel any different with that fresh plasma, or do you feel just the same?
Same.
And what about your father?
He reports it was life-changing. He reports he felt better energy, better mental clarity. He said that his coworkers were like, what is going on? Like, you're just different. So it was life-changing for him.
Kind of like having a long-term caffeine shot or something?
Yeah, he just, he wants to do it again. Yeah, I mean, it was, I can imagine being him. Like, he was telling me at 71, like, I guess like neither you nor I are probably aware of how hard it is to be 72 years old. Like, where your hearing is less robust, your eyesight is less robust. When you walk downstairs, you can't be like working on your phone or doing different things. You have to like focus on each step so you don't fall. So the boost he felt was just life-changing. Whereas you and I just kind of take these things for granted, that we're just healthy and we feel great. We don't have to think about our health at all.
But you felt no difference from the plasma transfusion?
No, and no change in my biomarkers.
Hey, if you enjoyed this clip from the Ranveer Show, we've uploaded a ton of other clips related to a ton of other topics. So explore the channel because there's something for everyone.